Ready for all this smoke?
I'm ready, brother.
Yes, we still have Dominique DePrima in the mornings and Zoe Williams in the evenings, but middays just got lit on KBLA Talk 1580.
We on fire.
All across America, people are talking about our new midday lineup. Starting Monday, January 6th, our KBLA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's going up.
That's what I want.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
So our subject this afternoon, up after we say the chant, well, of course, this chant is our subject this afternoon. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the root of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the root of suffering. May they not be separated from the great happiness devoid of suffering. May they dwell in the great equanimity, free from passion, aggression, and prejudice. So this afternoon we're moving on to the second line of this aspiration chant. May they or may we be free from suffering and the root of suffering. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you what suffering is. But the root of suffering I went through this morning gave a very simple definition that it's struggle. Struggling with things as they are. Struggling with yourself as you are. Struggling with other people as they are. Circumstances as they are. This morning we did the practice of loving kindness. Starting with receiving love, then beginning to expand it, expressing the aspiration for our own happiness. May I enjoy happiness and the root of happiness, and then expanding it to a loved one or loved ones. Then
you know what's interesting about Pema Chandran? She, in that clip, she described suffering as struggling, right? As a type of struggling, right? Listen to what has happened to you. This is why we weaponize our victimhood mentality. This is why it becomes our internal messiah, our guide. This is why we will use it against our partners to maintain our victimhood status. This is the crux of it right here. Because you've never been taught to go inward, that internally all of your answers lie internally, right? Self-approval, self-acceptance, self-acknowledgement, self-love, self-awareness, everything is internal. All of it, right?
But what has happened is we've been conditioned to go out into the world. So it's interesting that Pima chose the word struggle to define, listen now, to define suffering. So could you now argue that struggle, suffering are all rooted in non-acceptance of what is? The great Krishnamurti talked about the acceptance of the great what is. What is? We don't accept anything externally. We think we can change the external world. I can change my man. I can change my woman. I can change my living situation. But really, the most substantive change that will ever happen in your life is when you change your heart, when you change your spirit, when you change your frequency, when you stop vibrating on they owe me. I know so many grown kids that's still mad at what they didn't get as children. Still mad at their parents. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is the psychological knowledge that forms this impenetrable, inescapable, Alcatraz-like prison. Do you see? So it's struggle because it's not accepted. You never sat back and said, you know, my mother did the best she could do. With the level of consciousness she was at, with the level of knowledge she was at, the time, the generation she was born in. You know what it is? She did the best she could do. I'm the only kid that my mother had. She had 6 of us. I'm the only one that said, you know what, Mom, you did the best you could do. Did the best you could do. Do you know our relationship took off through the roof after that? While I'm watching my other siblings struggle because they still have resentment because she couldn't do something that wasn't within her capacity. She couldn't do it. It wasn't within her capacity to do. But you still struggling that she couldn't do it. As opposed to just saying, you know, she did. Are you on drugs? No. Did you ever go to jail? No. Is your life better now that she raised you to the best of her ability? Well, technically, yeah, it was actually a boosting point, a point of elevation for me to get to where I'm. Oh, so because you didn't get all that you wanted, you still got a bone to pick with your mama? And you're going to take that into your adult relationships. You're going to weaponize your wounds. And now it's your partner's responsibility. Your wounds have become your Messiah. They have anointed you with resentment. They have anointed you with resistance. Your wounds have consecrated your perpetual disappointment in your beginnings. Oh, you're more like Darth Vader than you even know. Do you understand? It's heavy. It's a heavy thing to come into the realization of. Pima broke it down perfectly. She said it's a struggle. Do you understand? Are you upset because you can't see your favorite artist this summer? You can't go to the concert when you want to go. You can't travel when you want to go. We get upset when we can't control the external world, meaning if I don't heal internally, I have to have the power to control my external world, because in my external world exists all of the distractions I would ever need to keep my attention away from looking inward. I see people who are so frustrated they can't go on vacation. I see people who are so frustrated they can't go chill somewhere. And then I see people who work their fingers to the bone so that they can do that to get away from what is really important, and it's that external evaluation, that internal evaluation, that internal audit. So many people are afraid to do it, but it must be done. I've got Attila from Houston, Texas. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, seeing that this is one of your babies?
Child, you just fired right. I'm glad I was paying attention.
slide right in there. Okay, well, I'm going to say something, and then you can ask me whatever, because I know you want to, we want to clarify, we want to walk through some things. I'm down.
No, I'm going to get out your way. I'm just going to let you go. Get out your way.
Well, no, I mean, I don't... Well, no, I don't have a whole lot to rap on. I can respond to things, I think, because, like I said, I'm not exactly sure what parts may be confusing or whatever. But in regards to this low-functioning Messiah, what it really kind of got me thinking about was intermittent reinforcement, Pavlov's dog, the whole thing. And I feel like we get, addicted to that intermittent reinforcement because we want to numb the uncertainty. But uncertainty is inevitable. So what are we really doing, right? Kind of like we're on a hamster wheel, right? But I wanted to know kind of like what questions you had in regards to this. What does this topic kind of bring up for you in regards to kind of reviewing it?
Well, as I was going through it, just first I wanted to know how you were positioning the low functioning, because low functioning is a buzzword right now. And I wanted to know how you were positioning low functioning with this Messiah, like this wound Messiah archetype. I wanted to see how that all came together. The pain Messiah. Are we living in an era of the low functioning Messiah? What does that mean?
So when I think about like the low functioning part, what it really says to me is that we are not functioning at full capacity, right? And so the reason why I said the low functioning Messiah is because we're essentially placing that on a pedestal without knowing it, right? And so I think based on the things that we value in this society, in Western society, it is low functioning a lot of times. It is things that are really, you could just say like low vibrational, to be honest. Things that are not of, they're not of the light, if you will. They're not things that are going to bring you peace or vibrations that are higher, that are going to heal you. And when you juxtapose that to the way that we approach therapy, and not so much in the formal sense, but what I would call TikTok therapy, it's not based in clinical advice. It's not subjective, right? And so I think you get more and more of the low vibrational and low functioning ways of people coming out because it's not a formal setting and there's not real research and work being done to actually heal and get people to reveal who they actually are. It's literally, it's kind of like a cesspool for victimhood in a sense.
Wow.
And if you could find people that match your wound, you got the same wound I do, cool, let's form a club.
Wow.
No.
Whoa. So you have this question here.
You kind of got...
You have this question right here. Is low functioning behavior a result of moral weakness, personality defects, or a spiritual deficiency? Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's a real question, right? Like, what would you actually contribute, quote unquote, if you could define low vibrational behavior or low functioning as it's been called? What would you contribute that to? And then if you contribute it to something, are you going to end up pathologizing that behavior? When you see it, is that now going to become something negative? Right? If she's got a weave, that's where a lot of these conversations are coming from. We are pathologizing what is really honestly normal and based on personal choice, and using that to say that this person has this issue. Oh, they must be a narcissist. They must be blah, 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 blah.
Right.
It's not clinically backed. It's not found.
Right. Oh, I love this. And then the second part of that question is, in what ways are we typecasting others based on perceived moral failings and biased critiques measured by egoic standards?
Yes. The reason why I said perceived moral failings is because it really would be based on the person who's looking. So if I see someone doing something and I perceive that to be a moral failing on their part, and then I take that and say, well, they're all like that. That must be, so again, pathology. And then the critique itself is biased because it's based on whatever your ego has said is right.
Lord have mercy. Lord.
It's heavy, I know. It was a lot to tie together. I think the last question that I asked I thought was interesting because this is something that we're all guilty of. And the question is, in what ways do we pathologize behavior patterns in order to aggrandize our own problem-solving skills? So essentially, in what ways are we trying to fit these pieces of puzzles and solve them to say we did it? See, look at how smart I am. I was able to put that together. Mm-hmm. See, I knew Nick Cannon was a narc. I knew so-and-so was a this. I knew such and such was a that. You don't know these people?
Right. I'm with you.
You
Keep
don't
going.
know these people?
No, you don't.
So we're using their behavior patterns, be that their dating choices, right? Be that how they're choosing to live their life, and that's what I mean by pathologize. We take that and say this person has this issue. They must have this issue because of this specific pattern in their life. And so the second part of that question says, how do pathologies contribute to the creation of low-functioning messiahs? Well, there you go. Because there is no healing in that. I'm not seeking to find issue with you to help you fix it. I'm seeking to find the issue so that I can point at it and say, this is why you are the way that you are. That's the problem.
And this goes back to topics that we've had in the past where we say, you created this toxic pattern. You go back to what you know. And really, when you, it's also, especially as it pertains to this topic, you're putting mediocrity on a pedestal, right?
Yes.
Yes, I hear what you're saying, and it's all coming together for me. Well, you know what? I appreciate you, young lady. Guess what you just did?
How about Houston in the building?
Houston, Texas is in the building. When we come forward, we got Miami, Florida. We got Pensacola, Florida. We got Mountain View, Hawaii. We got Atlanta, Georgia. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us 1-800-920-1580.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has a program specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to resolve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
A gain cent bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them gain scent beads. Try gain scent beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to love. Can I take your order? And you can have it your way. Welcome, can I help you? Take a minute to read the menu. If you're looking for a man, if you're looking for a friend, if you're looking for someone to talk to, take your time, fulfill your order. I can appetize it or make caution. Caution, caution, cause the plate is hot, and I'm the catch of the day. Your dessert, your meal, and your drink. You can find it all in me. I'll fill you up for free. If your heart is hungry, you can place your order.
So how do you make yourself uncomfortable enough to facilitate change? I don't think the challenge is in making yourself uncomfortable, although you can say that discomfort is a good indicator for change. So in my experience, the process of change itself is uncomfortable and is like hard, right? So like, I'll give you guys an example. So what I was telling Krusif, I think the challenge, like, it's kind of weird that when he starts to make progress, he starts to feel depressed and suicidal. Like, what is up with that, right? Like, how does that work? And I'm sorry, guys, but that's just how our mind works. Our mind prefers the comfortable to the good. This is important to understand. Your mind prefers that which you know to that which is good. So if you think about why are people in abusive relationships, like, people who get into abusive relationships oftentimes get into another abusive relationship. They have strings of abusive relationships. And it's because it's something that they're familiar with. It's comfortable. Even if it's painful, it's comfortable. And so for Krusif, he knows he can withstand the pain that he inflicts upon himself if he doesn't do anything. Like, he knows he can withstand that. And he knows he can survive it. Even though it makes him depressed, he can survive it. What he doesn't know is what's going to happen if he gives it his all. What's going to happen if he actually tries? Like, because he has these aspirations, and if he starts working at a call center, he's not moving towards his aspirations. Is working at a call center the same as giving up on his aspirations? That's the challenge he has to face.
Wow. For many people, it's a struggle. We got callers from all over the country. I want to get everybody in. Hustle, Miami, Florida. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Brother Hustle, you there? Hustle?
Yeah.
All right, good brother. How you doing today, man?
I'm pretty well, man. Thanks for asking me.
Excellent, brother. What are your thoughts on tonight's conversation?
So, I like to be accountable.
Okay.
So, based on how I was raised, right, I never learned how to feel. So I couldn't really feel like a victim. Does that make sense?
Go deeper. Say more.
One of the biggest parts of my work was actually going inside and even looking at what I was feeling. Because I was so positioned to be the fixer that I never took time to even question my own feelings.
So you fixing others was a distraction from you fixing yourself, or even looking, even to start the process, right?
Exactly.
Trumonger,
a separation.
Trumonger calls it a spiritual opioid addiction. You was addicted
right
to helping other folk, and you didn't have any time for yourself. That's interesting. Keep going.
It was a numbness, man. I really would numb myself in a way, to the point where I wouldn't cry. I was just a bunch of stuff like that, and I would actually turn other people into the victims. Now that sounds dark, but it's not.
It is getting. It's getting scary. I'm about to ask what happened. What'd you do?
Not in that way. It's more so if they're the victims, then I'm helping them.
Right. No, I
can feel them. I can't feel myself, but I can feel them.
Did you see yourself as a type of white knight? You know about the white knight syndrome, right? Because this sounds white knightish.
Yeah, see, I don't want to say that, though, because my Leo nature always made it where I looked at people where you had to come correct with me. So I saw it for what it was, because I think white knights, they have a bit of a delusion when they're looking at people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they truly think it is what it is. With me, it's more like, I see where you could have some work, so I'm going to go ahead and help you with that.
But you're torturing yourself. Like, you're ignoring yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, bruh.
That 100%, man. That's what I'm saying. I was walking around, but I was doing it off, like I like to say, I was doing it off the talent. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even off of what I built up and used. It was more so just kind of flowing with it. The substance was gone.
So when did you come to the point where you were like, hey, man, I'm doing myself a disservice? When did you turn inward?
Man, I'm telling you, it really came from being in positions of seeing other people telling me about their traumas. Like when you're in intimate relationships with people and they tell you, and I'm like, I don't never talk about mine. Is it because I don't have any, or, right?
So did that lead to discussion? You opening up and eventually talking to somebody?
Well, what it did was I ended up wanting to help others. Like I say, they're the victims. And then I learned about myself through that study.
So how did you get to helping yourself? What did you do to say, okay, now it's time for me to focus on me?
Oh, well, if you learn about avoidance, you're probably going to learn about anxious. Mm-hmm. You see?
But you telling me probably what you read. I'm saying, what did you do? Like, how did you look at yourself? Did you have a moment, like a come to Jesus moment, where you confronted yourself?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was more so about me realizing what I knew I could do and versus what I was settling for, what I was causing myself. Meaning there was a lot of self-sabotage. It wasn't about others. It was really about me just saying, dude, what do I really even want?
And so,
because if I'm not feeling,
did you create a specific practice for how you would now move forward when dealing with yourself? What did that look like?
Yes. So I came to a point where I was
hold tight. Think about it. Hold tight, because when we come forward, Hustle is going to give us his practice of what he did to flip it around for himself. When we come forward, we got a lot to cover. We got Atlanta, Inglewood, Mountain View, Hawaii, Pensacola, Florida, and we're going back to Miami, Florida.
On the side, just ask for what you want, 'cause you're the one, you're the customer. If you got special needs, you're picky, you're hard to please. You're particular about what you like, so the customer is always right. Satisfaction is guaranteed. Head to toe, girl, I'm quality. See the menu's full of me, I got a real love policy. And I'm the catch of the day. You deserve your meal, your drink. You can find it all in me. I'll fill you up for free. If your heart is hungry, you can place your order here with me.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. President Biden is granting clemency to 1,500 Americans and pardoning 39 individuals. Black White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said in a briefing that those who had their sentences commuted have showed remorse, growth, and a strong commitment to making their community safer. A black teacher, Bella Ivory, is suing Beverly Hills High School for alleged racism, citing ignored reports of discrimination, harassment, and threats since 2022. She is on leave, fearing for her safety. The New Year's Eve Peach Drop is coming back to downtown Atlanta. Black Mayor Andre Dickens says the event is being brought back to the heart of downtown during a truly historic and transformative renaissance. And the Hearts Act, backed by Black Buffalo Bill safety Damar Hamlin, is headed to President Biden to become law. It funds CPR training, AEDs, and emergency plans for schools. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
On behalf of her precious family, it is with profound sadness that KBLA Talk 1580 announces the passing of our beloved colleague, Robin Ayers, on Thursday, December 5th. Robin was a bright light. You could see her radiant smile through the radio. We all respected her immense talent, loved her jovial spirit, celebrated her love of family, and honored her faith in God. Our thoughts and prayers are with Robin's entire family, most especially her husband Rob and her twin daughters Brooklyn and Madison. We ask you to join us in praying for the Ayers family as they navigate the difficult days ahead. In her honor, all this week, we're broadcasting the Best of the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. The Equinox EV and all-new Equinox, America's best compact SUV for new vehicle quality by J.D. Power, offer both confidence and style to see you through the holiday season. It's easy to see why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Find your red tag. Get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select popular Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Award based on 2024 models. For J.D. Power 2024 U.S. Industrial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Offer available on all 2025 Equinox and 2024 Equinox EV, Blazer EV, and Silverado EV models. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment is 26.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 1/2/25.
If we're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes,
Why should we be silent?
turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation for KBLA Talk 1580.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. time I see you, I get a bad vibe. Just thinking of someone else in between your thighs. And you thought you were slick, had tricks up your sleeve. But I'm sick of your stupid ass, and I know you're tired of me. That's why I say we're together. We never turn our backs on each other.
So let's talk a little bit about the whole victim martyr vibe of narcissistic people and the reactions that can pull out for us. So narcissistic people are eternal victims. While this is much more pronounced in the vulnerable narcissistic style, it's pretty universal. There's a lot of them, when things don't go their way, it's a lot of woe is me, nothing's ever fair to me, my life is uniquely unfair. A part of the framework of narcissism in the DSM captures this by focusing on envy, that narcissistic people envy other people, which really is a manifestation of the whole victim thing. They have more than me, they have better than me, why can't I have what they have? And when you mix that all together with entitlement, you get the sense of, I am owed what they have, I deserve what they have, I should have me what they have. This victim-y part of narcissism is a central pillar of the vulnerable formulation of narcissism. This is the type of narcissism that is more sullen, resentful, broodingly angry, aggrieved, passive-aggressive. In fact, many people don't even clock it as narcissism because people who are more vulnerably narcissistic also look more socially anxious. They may look mildly depressed, irritable, somewhat hostile, things that make us believe that something else is going on, and it often is. But vulnerable narcissistic folks, like I said, lack that slick vibe of the grandiose narcissistic person or the scary menace of the malignant narcissistic person. However, the type of narcissism doesn't matter. If a narcissistic person believes they are not getting theirs, they will almost immediately fall into victim mode. But this is different than another mode we witness narcissistic people often falling into, and that is the martyr mode. The martyr mode is the look how I suffer, look how much I gave up, look what I'm willing to give up mode that the narcissistic person often uses to manipulate other people or to garner validation. So let's look at a few ways that this can show up. I'm going to give you direct examples of things that people have said. I left my granddaughter's birthday party early to pick you up at the airport because I didn't want you to have to go through the rigors of having to take a cab. I always have to take a cab because I hate inconveniencing people and I know how difficult it is. Another example would be, I gave up my life and career so you could have an education and a more comfortable life than me. Another would be, me and the administrative team have decided that we aren't getting new computers and better software to run the business, so you all could get raises. Or it could be, I never asked for anything from you except these simple little holiday traditions that I love. Another example would be, I can see that you expect me to give up my vacation this year to help you with your baby.
Wow.
I know as I thought about this.
Dr. Romney has given you solid examples, right, of weaponized victimhood, the martyr. That's what we're talking about tonight. I'm seeing it. It's all over modern day dating right now. My last boyfriend or my last girlfriend, my ex-wife. Come on. Hustle from Miami, you're going to give us the blueprint of how you turned your emotionally manipulative ways around.
No, okay. I don't remember leaving it on that note.
Well, you did. It is emotional manipulation if you just looking to help people to avoid yourself, even if you're emotionally manipulating yourself. Come on.
This man gonna turn altruism into an evil villain skill. I don't know.
There's a such thing as pathological altruism.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so stop. Don't try to see how you just put that on a pedestal. Come on. If you're a masochist, you can't put masochism on a pedestal. Stop. Come on.
Well, it depends on who benefits from it. So listen, let me
no. Hell no, Hustle. We not doing that. He's participating in pathological altruism. I'm doing this to avoid me, but it's good for you. Get out of here, Hustle. Now tell us how you healed. Come on.
Yeah, man. Let me help these people out of the goodness of my heart. So listen, what you do is you check in with yourself, right? On a conscious level, I had to ask myself, how do I feel? And it would be because you get on so autopilot throughout the day. Stop and check in. And then I'll say, okay, where is that feeling coming from? Even if it's joy. And let's say that you're feeling like, oh, I feel pretty good today. Why do I feel good? Oh, I talked to such and such. They gave me good. You know what? I'm going to send them a message. Hey, thank you. I appreciated it earlier. Or if you're feeling sad, it's the same thing. You figure out what's behind it. And then you start to say, oh, I didn't even realize I was thinking about that. Right? So then you could start to restructure your thought process, and you know what I mean? Like you're retraining yourself how to think throughout the day.
I love that. Just as long as you pour back into yourself. Hustle, I think we got some work to do, brother. When we listen,
why we? I talking about these old news, man.
Hustle.
No, I'm coming being accountable for my past. Why you keep trying to bring up old stuff?
Hey, hey, Hustle, we got work to do, and it's gonna start next week because I'm peeping something in Hustle. We got work to do, and it's starting next week. Hustle, guess what you just did?
Dade County, man.
Dade County, Miami is in the building. Let me get these callers quick. Nazarene X, Atlanta, Georgia. He been on for a minute. We got to get through these calls quick. Go ahead, man.
Hey, well, look, just save a plate for me, bro. That's it, huh?
That's it. Save a plate.
That's it. I love you, man. Let me get out the way.
You got a point.
I ain't really got nothing, man. I called to tap in, man. I love what y'all was just building. This whole show has been a vibe, man. And part of that is like, I'll give you a gripe.
Okay.
I love my sister, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I don't like our sister, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, as it appears to be from a persona type thing. Whatever's in the ethers, right?
You love her, though. I love Cheyenne Bryant.
No question. Like, because from what I heard, I'm not willing to revert to that revenue stream. You dig?
So what are you saying?
But
she
I hear
said
what's
something
happening.
that was disingenuous? What are you saying?
I don't even worry about all them words, man. She fine. She fine to me as far as like how she talk, whatever her perspective is. Like, that's where you just give people whatever their history or present state, whatever shaped them. Like, even if you weaponize it, again, you walk with the full armor of God. So regardless, if we collide, love gonna win, or love gonna give you the business, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so we ain't got to commoditize it, but part of the wealth along the way, you know, just playfully put, but in reality face like that, like the wealth is bigger than just these little dollar bills or whatever we get attention, HO3s and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's bigger than all of that temporary stuff. Like, you're really looking to leave an impact on something. Like, your history shouldn't bind you, but it can help you describe for the coming generations what you've experienced, what they may face, etc. So, however, you know, whatever's pushing the narrative in the right direction, right or wrong from the Krishnamurti standpoint, because it's like, you free. Like, you're impoverished by, you know what I'm saying, like not even being tripped up in society like that from the book. It's like it's really smooth, man. But I said, man, I heard the clip earlier. I didn't even know that was a piece of it. All I know is ain't nobody really tripping on none of that. Like, it's the American way.
Man, I love you, nephew.
That don't mean no. Yeah, I love you more.
I appreciate you for calling in. Thank you, man. Listen, when we come forward, we're going back to the phone lines. We got Nzinga, we got Mountain View, and we got Inglewood. We're going to get everybody on the line. Just remember, keep it brief, keep it concise. Let's move.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up. I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SNAP to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SNAP for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SNAP for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Girl, I know this might seem strange, but let me know if I'm out of order for stepping to you this way. See, I've been watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen to the Voice of Reason. We're in the last 10 minutes of the show. My playlist is my co-host. We've been on fire tonight. Callers packed, jam-packed all night long. People obviously want to talk about this topic. So we're going to forego our last clip and allow our callers to get in here. I hope you enjoyed the playlist. Playlist throwback 90s, R&B. Everybody's vibing. It's such a great vibe. And you know who that was? That was Music Soul Child. That was one of his first hits, I believe. Great record. Let me get these folks in here. Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, good evening, everybody. The point that you made about people commoditizing their pain and trauma, that's so true. I don't think there's no money in healing. And so if I can, get on this live and people can see my tears, because I think kind of sometimes people rather look at you than deal with their own stuff. It kind of, sometimes it can make somebody feel better. Their boss had their foot on their neck all day. But now, and I kind of compare it to a funeral enthusiast. Back in the day, you had the mourners or the weepers, people who would go to funerals. Now you can just tap into a live and see somebody crumble right in front of you.
Right.
Prime example was Risa Tisa on TikTok. She had like an 89 video series. I looked at 1 or 2. I was like, whoa. And then, she kept going, and she got a contract. She got an agent. She has a manager now. So it's more, to me, the trauma, the trauma influences. I think it's less about tapping into people who share your same pain. I think it's tapping into people who enjoy seeing you go through pain. Because for you to sit there, I think, and somebody to actually film themselves, set the camera up in their car and mount it, and then start crying, that's always been like a weird concept to me. And I'm not taking away from anybody's pain, but just to set up a camera and cry. So like I said, I don't think people are trying to heal. They're trying to monetize it. If you got enough pain, you can run up your PayPal. And so I just think we're going to probably see more and more of that.
But do you think it's performative? Do you think they're performing? Do you think they're like it's real, or like I'm trying to understand?
So you took 5 to 10 minutes. You sat in your car. You took 5 to 10 minutes to mount a camera. And I know for me, I don't know about anybody else, but, once a year I do a thing and I have to do videos. Sometimes you got to do a couple takes. So you tell me if it's real or not.
I'm going to ride with you. I'm going to ride with what you said. I'm going to go investigate, of course.
But even some of the influencers who, they're laying in bed, they got to set the camera up so they can so you can see them wake up. I just kind of liken that to that. And I don't want to I don't want to depreciate anybody's feelings or how they're feeling, but sometimes it does seem performative. Sometimes, I think the more people can see your pain, the more they're going to tap in. And they, some people like that. If I can just not think about what I'm going through for 5 or 10 minutes, it's all the better sometimes. And it's a little weird, but I just noticed that trend. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
And Nzinga, I love you. Guess what you just did?
I brought Pensacola in the building.
Pensacola is in the building. We appreciate our girl, our friend. She's on deck with us, been here the whole time. Nzinga from Pensacola, Florida. Inglewood, you already know, is up to no good. Leroy Inglewood in the building. What up, man?
Man, good hearing from you, brother. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly, sir.
I'm gonna try to do this in 3. Much love to Atala, the oracle of these topics coming together. Much love to Nzinga. I've been listening, and she's profound regularly. Her truth is so positive to hear. Brother Hustle. Yeah. And that pastor you be having come on, and you got your other crew that been with you for a long time.
Man, our pastor just hung up, man. I couldn't believe it, but go ahead, brother.
I mean, because you were rocking, I was going to do the same. But if you don't mind a smile from Reverend Timothy Wright and the Memorial Choir, and Walter Hawkins and Daryl Coley, and the Mississippi Mass Choir. If I suffer in Christ, I will reign with him. Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It has tacks in it, and it was rough, because I'm coming up, cheering on the rough side
of the mountain.
You know the lyrics, hold out just a little while longer. Hold out, hold out, hold out. My soul has been anchored in. The bow may lie, the billows may break, but my soul.
Bless his heart. Bless his heart.
Come on now. Come on. You got the
the church mothers would be like, we know he's off key, but bless his heart. He's singing for the Lord. He's
be grateful.
So I know, but wait, Leroy, I know you have a point for tonight's topic.
I'm saying, man, we steeped in this, brother. We're trying to do one episode talking about this opinion-centered TikTok therapy. We steeped in this, man. Don't forget, we're not just wallowing in victimhood. We are actual victims that never received the collective therapy for our Alpha.
There we go. That's what I'm waiting
Okay.
on. That's the Leroy I'm looking for. Let's go.
We never received it, so you can't get mad all the way when you come along with the knowledge and know how to blend this Krishnamurti with this churchianity and Christianity and this KRST Christ and these other modalities that you've been able to put together. You can't get mad at these folks. They steeped in it, man. They steeped in it. You're not immune to it.
My. Come on, you preaching right now. I'm ready for this.
Saying, man. Brother, I'm still going up yonder. I'm going up yonder to be with my Lord, brother. Come on, man. You can't go to no good funeral and can't get them going up yonder. Damn, Cody talking about when Sunday comes, it's going to all be all right. It's going to all be good. After all the pain and hell he done caught, he just waiting on Sunday to come. He ain't got no solution. He just waiting on Sunday.
No solution, but waiting on Sunday.
He waiting on Sunday. He don't know how to fix it. He waiting on Sunday. Come on, man. What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
Leroy, guess what you just did for show?
Man, Inglewood is in the building.
Inglewood up to no good with an impromptu service, man. Hey, we got 30 seconds for John, Mountain View, Hawaii. Get in here, John. Come on, man.
Do we just need to say the closing prayer and pass the collection plate?
Yes, that's it, Brother John. We're going to leave that up to you.
Oh, Lord. Okay, real quick. Are we cosplay therapy or are we cosplaying being therapists?
Ooh, I like that. Keep going. You got 20.
The simple.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, gentlemen, no more performance. Ladies, do not put us in the position where we have to perform.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Guess who that is?
We don't need to do this. That's it. There it is.
That's John from Mountain View, Hawaii. We appreciate the call. Thank you. Let me just say this. We start the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. Boy, this show was a roller coaster of feelings and emotions. Listen, I'll be back next week. This year is about to wrap up. This has been one of the most profound Voice of Reason years ever. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. But next week, we're going to end with a bang. Trust me, tap in.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Imagine a photograph of your favorite place in California. Then right in the middle of it, one piece of litter. Litter has no place